There have been many positive strides in the global floral community over the past 30 years to improve agricultural sustainability. At Mayesh, we do our own little part by purchasing from Veriflora, Flora Verde, and Rainforest Alliance certified farms. These farms follow strict guidelines for sustainable agricultural production. Some of these practices include biological pest control, composting, water reclamation, safe storage, and education on handling the chemicals, proper land management that supports healthy regional habitat. Sustainability also ensures growers adhere to fair labor practices for their employees, which provide better wages, a safer workplace, and resources like medical and daycare.
Yeah, things have changed quite a bit over the last 20 to 30 years. You guys know I'm a big proponent of having as much of a low carbon footprint for our industry as possible. We were very excited when we visited Green Rose and how their practices fall in line with that. Their farm was impeccable. Their employees were well treated. It was a really great experience. It was a good experience for all of our florists that went to see that how the changes have been made, and that this provides income and a livelihood for these people in Ecuador that before didn't really make very much money, or the farms didn't really take care of them like they should have. That has changed a lot, and I was really pleased. I think we all kind of had a really good experience there with that. And I think as a florist, there's a lot of things you can do. Composting your product is one thing instead of just throwing it out in the trash. Recycling all your cardboard, plastic brads, rubber bands, anything that comes in your packaging, make sure that you're separating and recycling that properly. I'm a big fan of using chicken wire or poultry wire, Florist Oasis net, instead of using Oasis, or I should say floral foam. If you can use less floral foam, that's always better as well. It's not always necessary to use that. It's got its uses, but there's ways that you can use less of that. I teach that in my classes. Recycling or using upcycled containers, repurposing containers, using things that you can get back and reuse again. Those are all very important things you can do. And using plants and materials that can be repurposed for the bride or your customer in arrangements, that's always nice. So it's a lot of things that you can do to be more environmentally friendly. But I think the floral industry is finally taking notice that you as consumers are talking about this, and this is important to you now.
Yeah, yeah. And going back to Green Rose too, they provide a lot of jobs for women where, other companies don't traditionally hire women in South America. So that was cool. And then they just installed a really cool water system to help recycle all of their water. And
yeah, that was cool.
Did you get to hear about that? Yeah. I was kind of on the outside. Did you want to talk like 2 seconds about that?
They had a huge pond that they have a facility where they're taking their water and they're recycling and reusing it to water their farm, which is amazing. So they're cleaning up their own waste that they're using and reusing it there at the farm level, and they're taking those steps. It's not something that they were required to do, I believe. I think that was something that they decided to do to be more environmentally friendly. Yeah. It was very nice to see that.
Yeah,
we've all heard these horror stories about the South American farms and how their employees are treated and the pesticides and all that. And yes, there are still pesticides being used. Unfortunately, American consumers want blemish-free product. And an organic product is an ugly product. If you look at organic apples or flowers that are grown, I mean, we have American-grown flowers too. They're not perfectly grown because we have this level that we want our product to look. You want a perfectly shiny apple, that is not organic. So we have to sort of lessen our expectation of what we want out of the product. I think if you don't want it blemish-free, you're going to have to use these pesticides and chemicals to keep that from happening. So, but they're doing a lot to help that, and I was very pleased to see that as well.
Yeah. If you don't mind bug bites and oddly shaped things and stuff like that, then
That's nature, folks.
yeah. And there are designers that love that. Like Christie's one of those designers where she if something came in and there was, and it was organic and there's bug bites on it, she was all about it. She's like, it makes it look like it's from my garden. I like that look.
It's natural. Yeah, it's natural. But we are sometimes a hermetically sealed people, and we want everything perfect and pristine. So flowers are not. And, if you grow your own flowers, how there's something charming about a rose petal that has a little hole in it where a little, whatever chewed through its leaf. I mean, it's just charming.
Yeah.